Hello and welcome to Mindful Measures channel. I'm Josh Freidenberg. I'd like to start off by thanking you for stopping by and wishing you a happy New Year's. Now as we get past the end of the year holidays and the year starts to pull towards a close, many of us take pause and moment to reflect on the past year and to think about some of our setbacks and successes that we might have experienced over the previous year. And almost all of us take a little bit of time at least to look ahead to the new year with a sense of optimism, planning out what kind of goals we want to accomplish. It's very common for people in our culture to set a New Year's resolution. And so I want to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions today, and give you a couple ideas that we have here at Mindful Measures about what New Year's resolutions are and what we can do to really help them be effective. One of the questions that we have to ask is, how resolute are you to accomplish your goals during the coming year? For most people, their New Year's resolutions are something that they would really only like or hope that they can accomplish. But I want to tell you today that without the commitment and desire to fuel your ability to achieve your goals, they're really going to be more of a want than a resolution. To be resolute about something is to truly be determined and unwavering. Now imagine if our American founding fathers had committed themselves to be merely hopeful for our independence. Surely the task of starting a new noble nation would have failed without strong resolve. The nation had to be resolute in their desire and effort in order to accomplish the revolution that they had set out to obtain. I know some of you might be asking, isn't the American Revolution an overly dramatic example? I mean, after all, we're just talking about New Year's resolutions and, we're just trying to get a new job or lose weight or quit smoking or something like that. And my response to that would be yes, they're every bit as significant. Indeed, most New Year's resolutions require even more resolve in order to accomplish, because they deal with some sort of addiction that we have. Now, whether the addiction be one to cigarettes or food or relationships or maybe our concepts of acceptance and love, regardless, every significant New Year's resolution requires a revolution of the mind and your thinking in order to accomplish it. Otherwise, it wouldn't require a significant statement such as a New Year's resolution. It would just be something that we could accomplish at any moment. But we tend to save these highly important, deep changes for us for New Year's because we understand the importance that they have. So the revolution of the mind that is required is often deeper than what people look. So when we talk about what do we want to accomplish for our New Year's resolution, we really need to ask ourselves, what does blank do for me? Why do I do blank? And what we want to do is we want to find what emotional need that habit or behavior is filling for us. So when we find what it is that it's trying to fill, we have to find a healthy and constructive activity which will provide whatever it is that the negative unwanted behavior provides for us. Throughout nearly a decade of coaching, I've noticed that every unwanted behavior has multiple positive behaviors that will fill the same emotional or physical need. We just need to dig and find them. At first glance, it may appear that the positive behavior is actually harder or takes more time than the unwanted behavior. However, with a little bit of practice, we often find that the positive behavior is actually more efficient than what the unwanted behavior is. For example, I was coaching someone who wanted to quit smoking, and she had admitted while most of the time she smoked cigarettes merely out of habit, I did a little bit of digging, and what I discovered was that she was truly smoking to relieve stress or anxiety. For her, it was a source of relaxation, and I was certain that even though she had to learn how to relax and reduce stress through mental and physical exercises, she would eventually find it more efficient than smoking. Yeah, but you might be saying smoking a cigarette only takes a few minutes and the relief begins after a very short amount of time. We all know how instantaneous. The tobacco companies have made the relief delivery system that cigarettes represent. However, we add in the amount of time that it takes to go to the store and buy cigarettes, the amount of time it takes to earn the money that's required to purchase cigarettes, find a place where you can actually go to smoke, the time you spend sick as a result of smoking cigarettes, or the amount of time that you're going to be losing because you're actually dying or in the hospital as a result of cancer that's a result of smoking cigarettes. When we calculate in those costs, we actually find that the time it takes to receive that relief is much larger than the time involved in just smoking a cigarette. And I've found that after a very brief amount of time, relaxation techniques can allow people to cope with stressful situations within seconds without any of those unhealthy side effects. So we should all be careful when we're calculating how effective a destructive behavior is. We have to be careful that we include all of the costs of using that tool, not just the immediate apparent costs. We often have a tendency to discount the cost of negative behaviors and inflate the benefits of those same behaviors, especially when we're talking about addictive substances. So while you're pondering what New Year's resolutions you want to accomplish, please feel inspired to go big. Revolutionize your thinking by determining what you're going to need to change in your thinking and your habits, and find healthy ways to enact that change. In order to really make this change stick, you have to determine what your negative behaviors are, what they're doing for you, and find a positive replacement that can actually help you grow and maybe actually even become more healthy. For more techniques on changing your thoughts and habits, please feel free to visit my blog and sift through the various articles that are there. My blog is at http://mindfulmeasures.blogspot.com. There's no hyphen in that. It's simply mindfulmeasures.blogspot.com. You can also visit my website at www.mindfulmeasures.com. There is a dash in that one. It's www.mindful-measures.com, and you'll find many products and articles regarding that as well. Thank you very much, and I wish you guys all a happy and successful New Year's, and let's get those goals to be noble ones, and let's get them to stick. Happy New Year's.